Hello and welcome in everybody, XWeaverX. If you've been trying to use the MXT Mod Tool for Black Ops 3 on Windows 11 24H2, it's going to crash every single time you try to do it. And that's because Windows 11 24H2 build changed the library dependencies that the MXT Mod Tool depends on. So that is why you're crashing. I get a lot of comments about people being on Windows 11 24H2, crashing trying to use this mod tool. So what I did was I decided to go ahead and try to figure out a way to get this to work for those users on the latest version of Windows 11. So we're going to be hopping into this and showing you how to do this. Now there's two ways to go about doing this. The first way is to go ahead and completely uninstall everything, a factory reset of your PC, and installing a older version of Windows. I'm not going to show you how to do that. There's plenty of videos on YouTube that already show you how to do a older version of Windows. You can do that, come back to this video, watch my video here. The second method is going to involve using a virtual machine. Don't worry if you're not familiar with them. I'm going to show you step by step how to set this up to go ahead and get the mod tool to work. And then after we get it set up, I highly recommend you come back, check out this video here on screen to show you everything you need to know about the tool and how to use it. So hopping over here to my Windows 11 laptop, we're going to go to the search bar, type in WinVer, W-I-N-V-E-R. This is going to show you what Windows version you're running. Now right here is what we're interested in. As you see, I'm running Windows 11 Home here. And to get the hypervisor to work, we have to be on Windows 11 Pro or higher. But there is a way to get hypervisor to work on Windows 11 Home. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. But if you do have Windows 11 Pro, you already have Hyper-V installed, so you don't have to worry about downloading the hyper-v.txt in my Google Drive link. Just download the Windows 11 23h2.iso and then skip ahead to the timestamp that says Hyper-V. If you're not on Windows 11 Pro, continue watching, don't skip ahead. You want to go ahead and navigate to the Google Drive that I have linked down in the description of this video. Once you get here to this page, we're going to double click into Enable Hyper-V Windows. Once we're here, we're going to go over here and download the Hyper-V text. Go back to the BO3 mod. And then we want to go down to the Windows 11 23H2 ISO, double click that. Inside of here is going to be the ISO for Windows 11 version 23H2. Go ahead and download that. With both files downloaded, open up the hyper-v.txt. This should open up a notepad like you see here. Once this is open, go up to File, Save As, and we want to name this as hyper-v.bat. It's very important you get the extension right as .bat. Come down, select all files, and then save this to anywhere that's easily accessible. Now you shouldn't have this replace confirmation. I do because I already had this downloaded, but you should be able to just download it and save it straight to your desktop or wherever. Now when you double click this, nothing's going to happen. We have to give this batch file administrative privileges. So we're going to right click it, run as admin. And so what this is going to do is, this is a script. That's what a .batch file is, a .bat. It means a script file. What this is going to do is it's going to pull all the required dependencies that Hyper-V uses. And if you're not familiar with what Hyper-V is a virtual machine that's included in Windows 11 Pro or higher versions of Windows. It is built into those versions of Windows. It's a virtual machine. And a virtual machine is just a computer inside of the host computer. So it's just a fake computer basically inside your computer that you can play with in a sandbox environment. Now, once the script is done, you're going to see press any key to continue. Just go ahead, press any key, the space bar, enter, whatever you want to press it. Now you want to come down here to search, type in TUR like turn. You should see Windows features on or off, click that. And then you should see this new folder here called Hyper-V. Click the plus to make sure you have both of the other folders inside here, management tools and platform. Make sure all those boxes are ticked as well. Come down to the empty space on the taskbar, right click, hit task manager. Now come over here to performance and then click your CPU. Now look here where it says virtualization. This should say enabled. If this is not enabled, you have to enable it inside your BIOS. Go down to computer restart, hold the shift key and hit restart while holding the shift key, and it should boot you back into the BIOS. Look for the virtualization option and turn that on. From here, open up Hyper-V Manager as admin. So right click it, run as administrator. We want to go over here to the left of the Hyper-V Manager where it says Ryan Laptop. Yours will say whatever your host computer is. Left click it. That way it's selected. Then we want to go over to the right, click New, click Virtual Machine. Now I recommend you have 250 gigabytes to get this set up correctly. We're going to hit Next. We're going to name this Windows 11. You can name this whatever you want, but for the simplicity of the tutorial, just follow along and name it Windows 11 like I have here. Now, if you don't have enough storage, again, I recommend 250 gigabytes for this. If you don't have that available, go ahead and tack the box here that says store the virtual machine in a different location. By default, it'll store it to your C drive. So you can go down to your C drive to see if you have enough storage. I did not have enough storage here on my C drive. So I'm going to go ahead and set it up on another drive that I have enough storage on. If you have enough storage on your C drive, just leave that set at default for your C drive. If not, tack the box to store it in another location. Choose the drive that you want to store this to. Again, I recommend having 250 gigabytes to do this. And from here, we want to select Generation 2. We need to have Generation 2. That way we can boot up Windows 11. If we don't select this, we're not going to be able to boot Windows 11. Right here is the RAM amount we want to give our virtual machine. I recommend giving at least 8 gigabytes of RAM to your virtual machine. So go ahead and type 8192 for 8 gigs. Uncheck the Use Dynamic Memory. Hit Next. Connection here, we're going to hit Default Switch. Next. Now we want to go down here to where it says Size, and we want to switch this to 250 for 250 gigabytes. The reason I recommend this is because we got to have enough storage to download Black Ops 3, all of the tools that we need to use to hack Black Ops 3, and then also enough space to have our virtual machine run properly. So set that to 250 gigabytes. Click Next. From here, we want to select Install an operating system from a bootable image file. Hit Browse. Now this is going to be the Windows 11 ISO that you downloaded from my Google Drive. So navigate to the directory where you downloaded it. Make sure you select it. This is going to be for Windows 11 23H2. Hit Next. Hit Finish. From here, we want to go ahead and right click the virtual machine we just created. Go to Settings. Come down here to Processor. Now this is going to be the virtual cores, like the CPU that the virtual machine has. I recommend setting this to 3. Now, I do also need to mention, anytime you're running a virtual machine, it is using your actual processor from your host computer. So make sure you still have plenty of headroom so your host computer doesn't crash. But setting this to 3 should be good. It should give you guys plenty of headroom for your host computer, assuming you're not running this on a potato. So set this to 3. From there, head over to the Security tab. Inside the Security tab, there's going to be 2 things we want to make sure we have checked. The first being Enable Secure Boot, and the second, Enable Trusted Platform Module. Both of these are required to boot Windows 11. Without either one of these or neither one of them checked, you'll get an error screen saying this system does not support Windows 11. So make sure they're both ticked, hit Apply, and then hit OK. From here, we're going to right click, Connect. Make sure you hit Connect, and then hit Start. And when you hit Start, hold your space key down. You only have to do this for the very first time you boot this up. If you don't hold the space key while this is booting up, for whatever reason, it just will not boot into this installation screen. From here, though, you can let go of the space key, and then we want to run through the Windows installation. When we get to this screen, hit I don't have a product key. Come down here to Windows 11 Pro. And then you want to go ahead and hit Next. I accept. Next. Go to Custom Install. This is going to be the 250 gigs you reserved. Go ahead and hit Next. Now this is going to go through the Windows installation. I'll go ahead and speed this up. So this will most likely take about 15 minutes to get through. Just got to be patient, let it do its thing. Once we get to this screen, we're going to go through and set up like normal. We're just going to go ahead, select our country or region. I'm here in the United States, so I'm just going to select United States, hit yes. And select your keyboard layout. I'm going to skip adding a secondary layout. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Once you get here, name your device whatever you would like. Hit next. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up as well. Okay, once we get here, we need to sign into our Microsoft account. So click the sign in button and go ahead and sign in. Once you sign in, you should land here on this page. Go down to more options and then go down to set up as a new PC. Set up as a new PC. Create a PIN. Type whatever number you would like. 1, 2, 3, 4 works. Next. And then here, I like to turn everything off. I don't like sharing my location, diagnostic data. You can use whatever you want. I just always click no. I don't like all my information being collected, so I just turn that all off. And then here, you're going to get a whole bunch of bundle deals. Just hit skip on all of it and decline, not now, skip. As you see, there's a lot. I'm just going to speed it all up for you. And then here, this is the home stretch for the most part. This is the longest part actually, is you have to let Windows install and update. Now it says update in progress, but don't fret, that's not updating to 2.4H2. Once you log in here at this login screen, you will be on the 2.3H2 version. So go ahead and log in. This little window is going to pop up, but as you see in the background, Windows is still getting ready. So don't click on connect or anything like that. You can move it out of the way, but make sure you don't hit connect yet. Just wait for this to go and actually get to the desktop. Okay, once you get into the desktop, you should see something like this. From here, you want to hit connect. Now you're going to get this blue screen here, and you want to go down to the power button at the bottom right here, and we want to go ahead and shut down the virtual machine. From here, it will ask if you'd like to reconnect. Hit exit. Now you want to go over here to Virtual Switch Manager. Click on Create Virtual Switch. Name this whatever you would like. I'm just going to name it Windows 11. And then we're going to go down and hit Apply. Hit Yes. Now hit OK. Once that's done, right click, hit Settings. Go down to Network Adapter, Virtual Switch, and switch this to the network that you just made. Click Apply and OK. Right click your virtual machine, hit Connect. If this pops up about a checkpoint, just hit Continue. After we click Connect, we're going to give our virtual machine a few minutes to boot up. And once we have the blue screen here with the display settings, we're going to slide this down to 1280 by 720, hit connect. We're then going to come up to the top here, click the view bar, click enhance session to turn that off. And now you will have the time. Hit the enter key on your keyboard, type in your PIN code to boot into Windows. Okay, once we're here in Windows, we're going to go down here to where the start button is. Click that. Type in about. Click the about your PC. And here we want to scroll down to our version information. So just scroll down. And as you see, the version is 2.3H2. This is the version we want to run the Black Ops 3 Mod Tool. So make sure that does say that. It should. Open up the Microsoft browser and then go to YouTube. Now from here, we're going to just go to my YouTube page so we can get all the files we need very quickly. So just type in XWeaverX. Click my page here. Subscribe if you haven't. I'd really appreciate it. I put a lot of time into making this video. And then we want to go over to my most popular video here, being my Black Ops 3 mod tool. Go down to the description, hit view more. And now we want to go ahead and click WinRAR, System Informer, the Microsoft Visual C++, and the MXT mod menu. Now what we want to do is go ahead and download WinRAR. Come over to System Informer. We want to download the setup.exe right here on Setup Recommended. Give that a few seconds to download. Now we're going to head over here to the Visual C++. Scroll down. We want to grab the x64. So make sure that says x64. And then we're going to click that. Let that download. Come over here to the MXT releases. We want to highlight the URL for Black Ops 3. It's going to be the 4th line. Highlight that entire URL there. And then right click and hit go to. And then from here, we're going to click download. Okay, now that we have all the things that we need downloaded, we can just go ahead and close out of everything. From here, we want to navigate to our downloads folder. Go ahead and double click the WinRAR installer. We're just going to go through the basic installer here. So just go ahead, click next. Easy setup is fine. Next. Accept the terms of usage. Next. Let this go ahead and download. It should only take a few seconds. It's not very long at all. Okay, once that's done, go ahead and untick Start WinRAR because we don't need it to start up right now. Click Finish. Now we're going to install System Informer. Double click that. Install. Yes. Install. Go ahead and click Next. And then untick the box because we don't need it right now. Click Close. Now we're going to double click the Visual C++. Click I agree. Install. Yes. And then go ahead and close after the setup was successful. Now we're going to right click the MXT release. We're going to go down to WinRAR and extract to MXT release. Go ahead and click that. Now that should open up the folder that we need that has the script for the mod. Now we're going to go back to our web browser and we're going to type in Steam. Go ahead and install Steam. Navigate to the download folder on your virtual machine. Double click the Steam installation. Yes. Next. Choose your language and then click install. Go ahead and run Steam. Once Steam is installed, you have to log in. So log in. Now you want to come over here to your Black Ops 3, right click it. Go down to Properties, click Workshop. So if you're subscribed to anything here, we need to manually go and unsubscribe from these items as these are going to take up installation space for our Black Ops 3 install. So go to Visit the Black Ops 3 Workshop, go down to Browse, and then go down to Subscribed Items. Take a picture or write down whatever mod shop stuff you have downloaded, because you want to go back on your host machine when we're done with the virtual machine and subscribe to whatever you had subscribed to. Again, we're doing this because this takes up installation space. So unsubscribe from everything. After you do that, come back, hit install, and then hit install again. Go down to starting download. If you see this transfer local game files, hit stop transfer because it's going to try to transfer over any mod shop files you had on your host PC. So hit stop and then we're going to let this download. Okay, now I'm back. This is fully downloaded. So we're going to start up Black Ops 3. We're just going to let Black Ops 3 install all the dependencies that it needs. If you get an error about being logged into Steam, well, that just means you're logged into Steam on your host computer still. It's going to log you out of your host computer. No big deal. When you go back to your host computer, you're going to have to log back into Steam. Now, when we get Black Ops 3 loaded up here, it's going to default to full screen. Also, this is going to be a little laggy and slow. And that's because this is running on a virtual CPU rather than a virtual GPU. If you have a virtual machine that has GPU pass-through and supports it, I'd recommend using that one. However, I don't have that, and I wanted to make this video as accessible to others as I could, so that's why we're using Windows built-in hypervisor. So once we get this loaded up, we want to go ahead and drag our window over to where we can go ahead and maximize it. Go ahead and maximize it so you can see the full Black Ops 3 game, because by default, again, this goes into full screen. We're going to go down here to the menu key, click that. Be patient. Again, this is going to be laggy, so just take your time. We're going to go up here to options, over here to graphics. Once we get here into graphics, go to display mode, and we want to set this to windowed. I'm not speeding anything up here. I'm just showing you this is exactly how laggy it is. It does get a little bit better when we set the resolution down and cap the FPS. So screen resolution, I'm going to go down here to 1280 by 720. Hit apply. Click yes. Okay, from here, we just want to go ahead and resize our window here. And then from up top here, where I have this arrow pointing, we want to go ahead and click that. That's going to get us out of the full screen windowed mode that we got defaulted into from Black Ops 3. So go ahead and click that. Okay, so now you should have something like this. Go down here to max frames per second and switch this to 30. And then hit apply. Yes. As you see, this is running a lot smoother now. All right, now we're going to go back, go to zombies. Once we get loaded here into the zombies menu, we want to go ahead to our desktop. Quick note, I have 137,725 liquid divinium. From here, go to System Informer, load that up. We're going to scroll down till we find Black Ops 3.exe. We're going to right click it. Oh, scroll back down. Right click Black Ops 3.exe, properties. And then we're going to go over here to modules, options, load module. Yes, load. And then you want to go down here to wherever you have the MXT. It should be in your downloads. Open that and then inject the DLL file. Minimize this. Now you should get this pop up here. Just hit cancel. You don't want to upgrade, and then hit I understand. Now this is the menu here. I'm just showing you that this does work on Windows 11 if you're on 24H2 by using the 23H2 virtual machine. So if we take a look here, I'm going to enable the liquid divinium. And as you guys see, I am getting liquid divinium running on a virtual machine on Windows 11 24H2 as the host machine. So there we have it, guys. That is how you do this. Go ahead and check out my Black Ops 3 video I showed at the beginning of the video. That's going to break down what you can do with this mod tool. And to finish this video off, I want to show you how to delete the virtual machine, get your 250 gigabytes back. Go ahead and shut down the virtual machine. Now doing this, you will not be able to use the mod tool again if you delete this virtual machine. So just make sure you have everything you want. We're going to right click our virtual machine, go to settings, go down here to hard drive. We are going to take note of where we installed this virtual drive at. For me, I had switched it in the installation. If you recall at the beginning of the video, I set mine to my S drive. If you did not change it, yours will be on your C drive. But as you see here, I'm going to navigate to my S drive, and then I'm going to open up the folder here. It says Windows 11. And inside this Windows 11 folder, I see my virtual hard drive, my other Windows hard disk, everything that it shows on that path. Now again, if you did this on your C drive, you would head over to the C drive location, and you would see a folder that says Windows 11. Not the one that says Windows there, but you should have one that says Windows 11. Just click into the one that says Windows 11. Double check that the folder is the correct folder. Now, once you're at the right location, go over here, select your virtual machine, click delete, delete, and then exit out of the Hyper-V Manager. Navigate back to the correct folder that had our virtual machine on it. Again, make sure this is the correct folder before you delete it. And then right click it, delete it, go to the Windows search bar, type in turn, click on turn Windows feature on or off. And then we're gonna untick the box that says Hyper-V, hit OK. This is going to prompt for a window restart. And then you just click restart, and that's all you have to do. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, consider sharing it with a friend. Check out my other content. Leave a like and sub. We'll catch you on the next video. Like.